Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Diamond and welcome. So today I am so excited because I am reviewing, did y'all like the high note? I hit it. So today I'm reviewing the newest addition to the L'Oreal Infallible line. So they dropped a bunch of products with this collection and I was so lucky. I didn't get all of the products, but I got like the basis of the products, you know what I'm saying? So I thought I would do a review for you guys. And I am super excited. I haven't tried any of these products yet. I haven't even opened them or anything. So let's get right into the review. So this collection is called the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Collection. And they dropped a foundation, 2 concealer palettes, one for like regular concealing and then the other one for color correcting. I didn't get the color correcting one just because I don't really color correct like that. And they also launched 3 different sponges, so a foundation one, a concealer one, and then a contour one. And I only managed to get the foundation one. Okay, so I'm going to start with the foundation first. So this is the packaging again. It's very similar to the Pro Glow and the Pro Matte foundations that they came out with. So it's pretty similar. This is just more of like a tube shape and this is like more wide, I guess. But I still really like this packaging. The only thing I don't like about this packaging is that the tube isn't see-through, so you can't see which color you're getting before you get it. There's like a pre-printed wrapping on top of the actual tube. You can only see the actual color in this little teeny tiny part right here. So I don't really like that, but other than that, I really like this packaging. So this is supposed to be a full coverage weightless feel foundation and you can wear it for up to 24 hours. I don't really know who's gonna wear the foundation for 24 hours, but you can if you want to, I guess. So this has a natural finish and you can wear up to 24 hours. Like I said, the coverage is high and the texture is air light. So now I'm just going to read the description that is on the website about the foundation. So it says, get up to 24 hours of full coverage with a lightweight feel and natural finish. Infallible Total Cover Foundation. Every time I say that, I want to say coverage. Blends instantly to cover dark spots, blemishes, scars, and hyperpigmentation for flawless complexion. The full coverage foundation is formulated with high-load pigments for total coverage and is enriched with allogel. The formula glides on and feels fresh all day. It will create the perfect canvas for flawless makeup application. So there's 12 shades of this foundation. It doesn't have a great shade range just because only 4 of those shades actually cater to deeper skin tone and the rest caters to lighter skin tone. So in this foundation, I got the shade 309 Caramel Beige. I really hope this is my color. I am just going to prime with the Baby Skin by Maybelline. Normally I use the Too Faced Hangover Primer, but that is a hydrating primer. And I want to see how this foundation kind of works on its own. Like how it is going to look on my dry skin and all of that stuff. Okay, so my primer is applied. I am going to take half of my face with a brush and then the other half with the foundation blender. So I just dampened the Blend Artist Infallible Foundation Blender. So I guess L'Oreal actually added 2 lines to the Infallible. So the Blend Artist and then they added the Total Cover. Just to clear that up because I didn't know that until just now. My first impression of this is that it is really soft. It reminds me a lot of the Morphe one. This is the Morphe one right here and I love this one. So it reminds me a lot of this one except for it has more of a point. So it doesn't feel like those knockoff beauty blenders where it's like really hard and like not that bouncy. So it feels actually pretty nice. So now I'm about to test this foundation on my face. Oh, and this foundation has 1 fluid ounce of product. Oh, this is interesting. It comes with this cool little applicator. I feel like with this you can get more control over the product. So that's really nice. Consistency of this is really thick. See? Looks like a little mountain. And it almost feels like a mousse consistency. So I'm just going to dot that all over my face. This is going to be so interesting. I've never used a foundation of this consistency before, so I'm pretty excited to see how it's going to turn out. I still have a little bit of product left, but I'm going to save that just in case I need it. So this side is use the Beauty Blender and see how that works. Looks like a pretty good match. So this is blending out really nicely. So this is one side done. Okay, so the other side, I'm gonna use my brush for this side. I normally don't use brushes for my foundation. I normally always use a sponge. So a little background of my skin, I do have dry skin. So for like shade reference, I'm in the shade 209 in the L'Oreal Pro Glow. In MAC, I'm in the shade NC44. Normally, I'm like caramel or tan in like most foundations. So in my opinion, I definitely like it better with a beauty blender just because I think it looks more radiant and it doesn't bring out my dry patches that much. Okay, so this is my whole face with the foundation. Does have really good coverage. I wouldn't say it's full just yet just because I can still see like my freckles and stuff like that, but it looks really nice on the skin. It didn't emphasize a lot of my dry patches. Just when I used the brush, that's when it mainly emphasized them. And I don't think the sponge soaked up a lot of the product, just because there was basically the same amount of coverage on both sides of my face. But I definitely like it with a sponge better. But it's all about personal preference though. So it doesn't look that bad with the brush though. Like, it actually looks pretty decent, but in my more drier areas, it definitely emphasized those with the brush. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more and see if it is buildable. So this is what the foundation looks like when it is built up. The coverage is really nice. It doesn't emphasize my pores. It doesn't make me look cakey. It covers all my redness. And I really like it because it's not a complete matte finish. So it doesn't make you look dry and like flat, you know? Like, it still has a little bit of glow to it, but it's not too dewy. So I think that a lot of people that don't really like that dewy look would really like this foundation. I don't really know if you can do like a natural look with it because the coverage it was really good like before I built it up, and it feels like I already set it with the powders. I feel like maybe this is a tad bit too light. If I was to get 309 and 310 and mix them together, that would be like my perfect shade. Okay, so now let's try out this concealer palette. This is the Infallible Total Cover Concealing and Contour Kit. It is in the shade 220. I don't think they have like a medium, light, deep, dark, whatever. They just have this one palette. So it comes with 3 concealing shades and then 1 contour shade. I already know that the contour shade is probably more than likely not going to work for me, but I am excited to see about these highlighting concealers. So I didn't even tell you guys the prices, but the foundation was $10.99 at Walmart and this palette was $13.99, and the sponge was $6 or $8. I'm not really sure, but I think it was under $10. Okay, so to highlight, I'm going to use this shade right here. I'm first going to apply it with a brush. I'm actually going to switch brushes because I don't like this brush for that. So I'm just going to use this flat top brush. Okay, so I think that's enough. Now I'm just going to blend it with the pointy part of the foundation blender. So it is blending out really nicely and pretty easily too. So this is the concealer blended. It did blend out really nicely, and it's even the concealer, it doesn't feel tacky or anything like that, but it feels really nice. It looks nice. The only thing is it did emphasize a little bit of my dry patches, like around my nose and like on my forehead. So now I'm just about to do the rest of my makeup, and then I will be right back with my final thoughts. Okay guys, so this is what I came up with for my makeup today. I used the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette for this eye look. I'm really happy about the way this turned out. I did record this, so if you want to look at that, then make sure to check the description box because the link will be in there. So on to my final thoughts about these 3 products. Okay, so first the foundation. I really like this foundation. It didn't settle into any of my pores. Like, it actually like kind of blurred my pores. I have really big pores. Like, my pores like look humongous with any foundation, but this kind of blurred them a little bit. It has like a kind of like a natural satiny finish. It is weightless. Like, I don't feel like I have on a ton of makeup. It didn't settle into any fine lines or anything like that. The only thing I would do is I would get shade 310 just to see if that's a better shade for me, or if I should mix 309 and 310 but I really like the formula because I was kind of a bit scared of the formula and how it was going to play with my skin, because this is like a moussey whipped texture, and when I thought of that, I thought of it's gonna cling to my dry patches, but it actually didn't. This is a beautiful foundation and I really like it. Now onto this concealer palette. I liked this, but I didn't love it just because it did emphasize like my dry patches, like on my forehead and like around my nose especially. It looks so dry. Like, I don't even know if you guys can see that, but it looks so dry. My main thing is for me to not look dry like whatsoever at all. So that is the only reason I don't like this. But other than that, this is a really good concealer palette. The formula is nice and it has good coverage as well. Finally, the foundation blender. I really enjoyed using this. It reminds me a lot of my Morphe one, and I love that one. So it reminds me a lot of it. It didn't seem to soak up a whole bunch of product, which I liked. It just blended it out. The only thing I don't like is how like fat this tip part is. I wish it was like in a bit more, but that is my only thing I don't like about it. So now I'm going to insert a picture with flash and then one without flash right here. As you can see, the foundation looks great both ways, with flash and without flash. So I think this collection would work for both dry and oily skin, especially this foundation. This concealer palette, I feel like it would mainly work for oily skin, but if you have like dry skin but like no dry patches, I think it might work for you. I would definitely still try it, and maybe it works better with like a hydrating primer, and if I put like a couple of drops of my maracuja oil in it, maybe it won't make me look as dry. So I'm definitely going to keep on playing with this. Alright, so those are my final thoughts, and that wraps up this review. I really hope that you liked this video. If you did, then give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, of course, and click on that notification button so you can get notified whenever I upload. And if you want to know all the details of my makeup, then it will be in the description box. And so will the tutorial on this eye makeup as well. So make sure you check that out, and I will see you guys in my next video.